Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to another one of my Hearts of Iron 4 challenges. Today we are going to play as France and restore Napoleon's empire, as well as realize his ambitions and destroy his enemies. I realized recently that France is the only major nation that I have not played a challenge as. So, this is probably not going to be the most difficult one, but I hope it will be cool. We are going to play as France and control all the territories that Napoleon's empire used to control. I'm going to be using this Wikipedia map. The twist, we can only directly take the territory that used to be Napoleon's, so only the dark blue on the map can be taken directly. The light blue has to go to puppets, and the light grey can be left alone or also go to puppets. That is a pretty simple premise, I think, and yeah, let's get going and see how quickly we can restore France to glory. Ironman France 1, historical focuses, regular difficulty, Ironman mode, of course. As France, we start with a huge army, but a disjointed government, which can be a little bit problematic. We'll have to deal with that first. We have a few initial moves that we can make. We can go after Britain, which is usually a good start, or we can outright challenge Germany, which might be the best option for us, actually. I think I will go after the Germans first, so I need to reorganize our army a little bit so it can handle them. I have created 4 armies, and when we challenge Rhineland, we will want to get in here very quickly. All the field marshals we have are pretty crap. I'm going to have to promote this guy. Yeah, brilliant strategist will work nicely. Our mobile forces are going to move into Rhineland immediately, very quickly, and our regular infantry and mountaineers are just going to move in normally. We're not going to need extra tanks, we're not going to need extra motorized. As for our first focus, it should be the government reform. Let's cancel the support equipment and just focus on infantry equipment. I need more military factories, let's build some. It's fine, we'll soon get some more from Germany. As for research, I really dislike a grand battle plan, but whatever. We have some negative modifiers to researching doctrines, let's leave that alone for now. Get some other bonuses instead. All of our air force to Germany, and use our fleet to secure our coast. Unpause and wait for the Germans to attack. My favorite strategy for France usually is to invade Britain right away, but Germany is a good target right at this moment. Right, the first focus is done, remilitarization of Rhineland. We are going to suffer a civil war if we do this, and I suppose I could use the trick when I send my troops out to sea to avoid a civil war, but I think we'll be fine just accepting this. Britain supports us, good. Oh, the Germans backed down. Ah, crap. That's not something I wanted to happen. I actually wanted Germany to fight us. Oh, right, okay, that can work too. That can work too. We'll take out Britain first. And this actually could be good for us because now we are a member of the Allies, so we'll have an easier and faster time taking out Britain. Won't even need to do a naval invasion. Let's go this way then. Election communists in the government. Actually, doesn't really make a difference. Because we're going fascist. Now, we're going fascist, not communist, because this path isn't very interesting. This is, we can actually get Italy to beat up Germany for us, partially. We'll see. Communist influence foreign policy. Sure, why not? It doesn't really matter. Now, we could go communist much easier and faster than fascist, but I think nationalist France will be a bit closer to Napoleonic France. We could go either way. Oh, if I do this, we'll leave the Allies. That's fine, though. That is fine. Yeah, we're going this way. We will lose the disjointed government thanks to that. Let's leave the German border and instead go beat up the United Kingdom. Also promote this guy. How are we going to beat Britain? I'm just going to garrison all their territory with our superior and larger forces. Go to Britain, and you can exercise there. Workers threaten with strikes. Yeah, shouldn't have gone with communists in the government, I suppose. Let them strike. We're having a little bit of a problem with this, however, factory strikes should expire before it becomes a real problem. Unfortunately, we can't go further down this path until we are fascist, but what we can do is invest in getting more research slots. Yay, no longer are we affected by factory strikes. Now we're going to need to get some political power for this. We have pretty much garrisoned Britain. Let's make sure to exercise our troops. Spanish Civil War has happened. I would like to intervene, but I'm not in a good place to do that right now. What we unfortunately have to do is to stop doing focuses for a while, because I need to gather up enough political power to be able to switch my government. Oh, I almost forgot, I should garrison all the British puppets as well, to make sure I get them in the peace deal. We'll need, how much political power? 75 to open up political discourse. We can actually do it right now. Hindenburg disaster happens, so no Victoria. And we'll need another 100 for the referendum once we reach 50% support, which is why I'm not doing a focus. I suppose I could have started by not doing a focus for a while, either and just hired a silent workhorse. That would have worked as well. Which doctrine should we go with this time? I think superior firepower fits with Napoleonic cannons. Yeah, I really shouldn't be researching a doctrine now, even though I have a 50% bonus. We'll use that bonus later. For now, let's use these points for something else. We now have enough political power to switch our governments. I'm still not selecting a focus. I will need a little bit of political power left to start justifying war goals. And the focus we want will only be available once we actually do the referendum, which we're doing now. We do demand the referendum, yes. Who's our leader now? Philippe Pétain. Alright. Next, army of aggression. That will make us leave the Allies, but that's not a problem. I already sent troops to each and every British puppet, so we can take all of them over as well. Now, we can't justify war goals right at this moment, because us being in the Allies supersedes our actual ideology, but we'll do that in a moment, right after leaving the Allies. And army of aggression is done. We have left the Allies, but our troops are still in their territory, which is great. Would you give me military access? No, you won't. Not a problem. At least not for long. Now I'm going to need to justify some war goals. Let's start with Belgium. What we want is for them to be guaranteed by the Allies. We will also justify on the Netherlands, just to generate more world tension as soon as we have enough political power for that. I'm also purposely not selecting a focus. We might join the Axis or have Italy join our faction, which would be good to beat up Germany. I think I might do that. Go there, then go there, and then deal with Belgium and the Netherlands. Let's start justifying a war goal on the Netherlands. Now they should get guaranteed by the Allies, and we will woo Italy, because I think it would be cool to beat up the Germans together with the Italians. Yes, they are now guaranteed. Great. How are we doing on equipment? Actually, we're doing fine on equipment. Okay, I'm going to reinforce this army that is getting ready to attack the Benelux with just some regular infantry units. And once our justification is ready, that will be the end of Britain. Then we can proceed to take over the rest of Napoleon's enemies. Now again, we are not going to be annexing them, we're not allowed to. I have to keep to the original borders. Oh, wait a minute, I dismissed some event. Did Italy join my faction? Yes, it did. Ha, wonderful. Wonderful, we have Italy on our side, which is going to make beating up Germany much easier. Not that we would need help after, taking over everyone here, but it can be useful. Now let's focus on some extra factories and some research slots. We're finally getting some political power, not a lot. Japan attacked China, not my problem. However, we also have a justification ready. On Belgium, let's declare war immediately. And I'm not going to call in Italy, I don't need to. Let's slow the game down a bit. Britain should join immediately, yes they have. How are my troops there doing? Britain is actually very weak here, and they are good at preventing people from landing on the British Isles, but once we've landed, we're fine. Actually, in order to avoid having to paint many attack orders, I'm using a garrison order instead. It can work, yes. It is not as efficient, but it requires much less micromanagement. We have an overwhelming amount of troops, so if I just do a garrison order over all of their territory, my troops should proceed to destroy all British resistance, because there's just so many more of them. It will take them a while to recover their organization, but we already do control a few ports. Belgium joined allies. Let's speed it up. I mean, the garrison orders are not the most efficient, but my guys should manage. And they've called in everyone. We have troops in their territory, which will work out nicely, and we're getting some help from the would-be Axis. Everything is going to be a tad more efficient if we include some manual management. Now, as I said, this is not the most efficient way of doing things, and we do have to do a little bit of manual management, but it is less work than painting front lines everywhere. As you can see, it is slowly working. In the meantime, our attack on Belgium is not going so well, but I'll get some more troops there once we're done with Britain. Oh, really? London is undefended. Will I be able to just win now? Yes, I will. Do I still need to capitulate Belgium? I don't think so. No, I don't. That's the end of the war. As you can see, them letting us into the Allies was a big mistake on their part. Now, unfortunately, as I mentioned before, I'm not allowed to take any land that wasn't owned by Napoleon, at least not directly. So of course we're going to take Belgium directly. But the rest will have to be puppets. Satellite Pakistan and puppet British Raj. Why am I satelliting Pakistan? Well, if you are keeping puppets, then more is better. Satellite Zaire. Satellite a lot of people from the UK. Let's end the turn and puppet the rest. You can still satellite British Malaya. Let's do that as well. Cool. That does it. We are no longer at war. Time to beat up someone else. Let's justify war goal on Galicia. And another one on Murcia. 420 days, really? Ongoing war justification plus 200%. What? Oh, I forgot. I'm still justifying on the Netherlands. That's what happened. Alright. Let's finish justifying on the Netherlands and Spain simultaneously. This should work out nicely. And once we have that, we'll then justify on Republic and Spain. We can invite someone to my faction. We can invite Hungary. Why not? Another helper and I fight against Germany. Let's hire a silent workhorse. So let's justify on me. Really? Germany? Already? Demand to detonate. Oh, this is just a notification. They're not actually justifying on me. That's fine. We're going to the extra research slot 2 first, and then we'll do the army things so we can get rid of the debuffed doctrines. Germany at war again. Really? Czechoslovakia did not accept German demands. And they are at war. Would you like to join my faction? You would not. Oh well. And Romania did not come in to defend them. Not my problem, really. Why didn't Canada become my puppet? And where is my unit that used to be in Canada? This is concerning. Let's send an army to Canada. And take it over as well. New Mughal Empire has a lot. I'm going to use your manpower for this. French Congo, Kenya, Mughal Empire, Botswana. New Mughal Empire. Let's copy your infantry division. All of you, except for the Mountaineer, can become that. Did the army that I sent to Canada already arrive? Yes, they did. Justification on Holland is ready. Let's attack. They've called in Canada and joined the Allies, which apparently still exist. Now, Germany wants to send me volunteers. Sure, why the hell not? Should I call everyone in? Yes, I should. Dutch East Indies were called in, which might be a problem. I will need to quickly send some troops to French Malaya. Netherlands has capitulated. Yeah, I shouldn't have called British Malaya in. And since Britain is now my puppet, I can also build some ports in their territory to ensure we have supply. Oh, we already have a war goal against Spain as well. Let's quickly get one on Republic and Spain too. So yeah, 10 days. Wonderful. And we can do that simultaneously then. Half of you detach and go to Gibraltar, from where you will make conquering Spain much easier. Yes, justification is complete, but let's wait for our guys to be ready. German volunteers are fighting Dutch East Indies for me. Our guys are ready to attack. Let's declare war on both Spains simultaneously. Also, I researched better guns. Let's produce them. Republic and Spain joined allies. Good. If you're considered a great power, you're not. If I could beat up nationalist Spain first, maybe then Republican Spain would be considered a great power, and then we wouldn't have to actually defeat all of the allies. Now, because of Gibraltar, I think I'll take Republican Spain first. We'll see in a moment. How are we doing in Canada? Quite well. Spain wasted all of their resources fighting the Civil War rather than getting ready to fight us. Alright, who's gonna surrender first? Nationalist or Republican Spain? Nationalist Spain took 7 states, Republican Spain was annexed. Okay. Doesn't really make a difference. And now we can annex you. I actually have to take a little bit of Spain for myself directly. Consulting the map, Catalonia should be directly under my control. And the rest should not be directly under my control. So we make the rest into a puppet. Puppet Spain. And turn, and done. Oh, and I am out of manpower. I'll set up some colonial templates. Australia is actually doing quite great against the Dutch East Indies. Good for you. Alright, who's next? Luxembourg and Switzerland. Let's start with Luxembourg. So research slot 2 is done, and we have our justification on Luxembourg. Let's attack. Now let's reform our army. Normally I would go for anything that's aggressive, but actually aggressive means motorized, mechanized, and tanks. Apart from the army offense guide, this is not really useful for us. On the other hand, the defensive focus gives us better production on infantry weapons, and that is way more useful, so let's go defensive. So, Luxembourg, there we go. Luxembourg joined allies, and Luxembourg capitulates. Next, Switzerland. Did we call Italy into this? Yes, we did, so we'll be attacking from Italian territory as well. Switzerland joined allies, and actually Canada is now a major nation, so once we're done with Canada, this war will be over. Still, it's not going to be so quick. I'm working on the ports around here, but supplies are problematic. Oh, Italy has landed. Good job, Italy. And Switzerland capitulated. Who's next? Let me look at the map. Apparently I'm actually going to need a little bit of Yugoslavia. So, let's attack Yugoslavia. Poland refuses German ultimatum, Germany is attacking Poland, and Germany is doing a round match now. That doesn't give you a war goal on me, that gives you a war goal on the countries I have just beaten. Anyway, we'll have to deal with Germany very soon, but first let's take over Yugoslavia. Germany attacked Poland. Really could use more stability. Let's do improved work conditions. Justification on Yugoslavia is complete. Let's attack. And Yugoslavia joins the Allies. This should not take long. Oh, Yugoslavia is beating up Hungary, actually. Interesting, but we will take care of that. Right, I also consulted the map a bit around Rhineland and so on. I should take this part, but I should not take this part. Similarly here, I should take a bit here, but not all of it. So I think in order to be more or less fair, I'm going to take all of Rhineland and this, but none of this. And it should be more or less the same in terms of size. Now Germany might be doing... Oh, no, they're not doing war with France yet. They will at some point. And at that point we will crush them. Yugoslavia has capitulated. Now I must remember to not take Switzerland directly, but rather make a puppet. Poland was annexed completely. Oh, and they are sending me volunteers. Good. If they send me volunteers, they can't attack me. How about the war with the Soviet Union, though? If you have annexed all of Poland and you're not honoring the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I think it fired, then the Soviet Union is going to attack you, which might be very good for me. Oh no, they have actually honored the pact. Yeah, this is working out nicely, although we will have to do a bit more to beat up Canada completely. Italy pursues closer bonds with Germany. I don't think that will lead to anything, since you are already in my faction. You know, there's actually no good reason to not conquer Romania right now. So let's conquer Romania right now. And remember, we can get more puppets, we just can't get more territory. Yeah, I think I'm not going to use this army much. You just stay here until we beat up Canada. That should mark the end of the war. How far is Canada from capitulation? Not that far. And our justification on Romania is complete. Let's attack immediately. Oh, they are guaranteeing Greece and Turkey, yes. Probably should have attacked Greece instead. Whatever. Let's attack Romania first. They should be joining the Allies now. Oh, you are well fortified, though. Let's create an edit template, so we can deploy units easily and then change them into colonial templates. Just a recon company, nothing else. That will do nicely. Let's increase the size of all these armies to 24. Getting into Romania now. We're actually not in such a rush to beat Canada. We don't need any more territory in here, but I will take everything I can get. More puppets makes us even stronger, and as long as we are at war with Canada, we get very quick war goal justifications. Charles de Gaulle falls ill. Soviet war on Finland. Let's see what Germany's doing. Oh, Germany is doing war with France. That is something we need to take care of right away. Let's just send everyone to Bucharest. Come on, take Bucharest for me. Is that enough? It is enough. Kingdom of Romania has capitulated. Alright. Now we focus on Germany. Now they are much stronger than any of the opponents we have fought up to this point, but we should be alright. Now, it's not certain they will use the war goal once they have it. Let's make 2 more armies just to be safe. I haven't been researching doctrines because of the debuff. That's probably a mistake. I should have been researching them even though there is a debuff. Alright, some of them have arrived, and the Germans are not ready at the border either, so we'll be okay, I think. They're doing alliance with Italy. Can Italy leave my faction to join the German faction? I don't think so. This just increases their opinion. Anyway, they have a war goal on me, but they're not using it. Which I suppose is not such a bad thing, since we're still at war with Canada, and we would be better off finishing that first. In case the war with Canada ends soon, I'm going to justify some more war goals. Just to, you know, have something to do if Germany is not going to attack us. Start with Bulgaria and then Greece. Why 2 simultaneously? Well, because the war with Canada could end at any moment. And you guys can leave the German border and instead work on Bulgaria. The more we take now, the easier time we'll have later. Justification on Bulgaria is ready. Alright, in order to speed up the justification in Greece, I'm going to cancel it and start it again, because now it's going to take 10 days only. And I suppose I'll take Turkey as well, why not? Istanbul, 55 days. If the Germans are not going to attack me, I'm going to make use of that time to acquire even more power. Wait a minute, did we use up all the Mughal manpower? It's possible. Maybe that's why. Yes, we used up all of it. I suppose I'll use British manpower on you. Let's make a British template. Copy their infantry division template. Edit it to 20 with infantry with support. And call it Brits. Brits. Is that 2 T's or 1? I'm never sure. Let's use 1 T. Let's declare war on Bulgaria. And since the justification on Greece is complete, let's cancel the justification on Turkey. It's going to be faster if I just justify it like this. It costs next to nothing in terms of political power, and we ensure we're going to be able to do it while we're still at war, because the war with Canada can end at any moment. And let's also take Portugal, because why not? Napoleon did want to own everything, didn't he? Should we just attack Germany ourselves? Perhaps later. I should cancel and restart the war on Portugal. But is there anything else we want to conquer? I suppose I could take Ireland while we're at it. Okay, let's cancel the justification on Portugal. Restart it. Same reason as before. And start another one, this time on Ireland. And produce a few more armies. I know why Germany's not attacking me. They have volunteers sent to me, that's why. If they didn't have the volunteers, they would probably be attacking me right now. Brits want to send us support equipment, sure, and Canada has capitulated, which means end of the war. But I do have my war goals still. We can't take too much directly, but we can take these. So that's our first move. This is going to be ours directly. What's next? Well, we want some puppets, don't we? Netherlands. Netherlands do own some territory outside of Europe, so let's puppet what is left of you. Dutch East Indies, puppet. Canada, puppet. Switzerland, let me check the map. Switzerland is also going to be a puppet. Yugoslavia. I need a bit of Yugoslavia myself. Alright, I'm consulting the map and it looks like this is more or less as much as I should take directly. I am not certain. I know I could consult some other sources, but this looks about right. Approximately right is good enough for me. And turn. Satellite Serbia. And puppet the remainder of Yugoslavia. Right, so Italy took a little bit. Let's give the Germans a few days to attack, if they so choose, and if they don't, well then I'm just going to focus on beating up Greece and Turkey and Portugal and Ireland for now, and then focus on Germany. I think it's a good moment to attack Greece. Attacking Turkey can be a problem, so we're going to attack from Italian territory. Now, how long until this expires again? 18th of January. We can't afford generals right now. Let's check who still has manpower. Brits. You do have manpower. How about the new Mughal Empire? You do not. Alright, you're all going to be British then. Let's do the best competing machine. Seems like the Germans are scared of us after all. Nationalist Spain landing in Greece. Good job. War goal against Turkey will expire in 3 days, which means we need to attack Turkey. For now, let's declare on Portugal. And call in Spain. Okay, Greece is taken care of. Again, we are not allowed to take their territory, so we're going to puppet. Greece is actually a pretty effective puppet. They execute naval invasions quite aggressively, finding their superior firepower. Let's wait until the end of the army reform to do anything else. Germany is doing war with the USSR. Can I guarantee USSR independence? Getting into Turkey right now. Time to attack Ireland. Dawn of the European Federation of Denmark and Ireland. Denmark? Really? Well, that is interesting. Portugal joined. Everyone joins. Is Denmark a major nation? I don't think so. Which means none of them are a major nation. Which means we'll need to get to Denmark. I think I'll do that through Germany. Let's get a war goal on Germany. It's about time. Let's send the Irish Conquest Force to focus on Portugal, so we can finish it quickly and move on to Germany. I am out of manpower, should probably move to extensive conscription. Our justification on Germany is ready, but it is valid for 2 months, so let's wait a moment, perhaps we can finish off Portugal and Turkey before then. And then have more troops to send to Germany, naturally. Perhaps we can have them attack the Soviet Union. Then we'll just attack them from both sides and win very easily. At least now we can make all the doctrines quickly. Should have been doing them from the start anyway, we would already be a few doctrines in. That was a mistake. Portugal capitulates. Good. Come on, beat up Turkey. How far are you from capitulating? Almost there. I suppose I should have waited for them to attack the Soviet Union and only then started justifying a war on them. that would make sure... Oh no, they attacked. I was thinking that they might not attack the Soviets because they will have insufficient troops in the area because they're defending from our possible attack. They don't have enough equipment. I don't need that many armies. I don't even have generals for that. I'm going to disband these guys, so we can get equipment on everyone. Germany breaks Molotov-Ribbentrop, yes. Let's wait for them to arrive. We still have some time before the war goal expires. Germany is actually losing quite quickly. You know what? Let's just attack. Call all allies, please. We are ready. Yes, we have called all the puppets we've created in the meantime. And some of them are going to be most helpful. We are making good progress in Germany. Let's modify our templates with some extra support companies, engineers and signal for now. Now we wait. And not for too long. Germany cannot stand against an assault from all sides, and the Soviet help is appreciated. Draft dodging, damn, but we have gone for a very long time without encountering any of the events. Liberation of Warsaw. Who is going to get to Berlin first? I am interested in being the first to reach Berlin, so let's just give them manual orders. Some of them are bound to succeed. Draft reform proves effective. All good news today. And Berlin, oh, Berlin is taken, but they have cut us off. Not for long. Munich is surrounded but not taken. Oh, you're on your way. Right, is that going to be sufficient? Probably not. German Reich has capitulated. Alright, here comes a peace conference. So, what do we need to take directly? Consulting the map again, if I am reading this right, we should take this much. And this, and a large part of what is named Hanover in here. But just this part, and not all of Rhineland. So, we're going to take all of Rhineland, even though we shouldn't take all of it, and we're not going to take Hanover to keep the balance. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll make small puppets of who we want to puppet. Alright, we're going to satellite Poland with Płock, and puppet Germany with Hessen. Now we untake all states, and reselect the ones we've decided to take. This isn't really right. This looks more like we would take half of Taureor. Okay, let's take Taureor. This will make it look more or less alright. More or less. Not great, though. Just one half of it is what we should take. And then we take these directly. Okay. And the turn. Now let's feed our puppets. The Soviet Union will take some land. It took Warsaw, unfortunately. But we will take it back. We wouldn't be Napoleon if we didn't beat up Russia, would we? I suppose I could satellite Czechoslovakia, yes. Let's do that. They have some nice focuses. And it shouldn't impact what we're working on. The Soviets made an Austria puppet. Okay, looking good. More or less fine on what we've taken directly. We are still at war with Denmark, though. Now, according to a different map I consulted, this part of Denmark was also subject to France. Trotsky survives assassination attempt, and we are beating up Denmark. Can you get to Copenhagen? Denmark has capitulated, and we end. Now, we can't take any more stuff directly, so we're just going to need to make some puppets. Iceland, Denmark, Ireland, Turkey, and finally, Angola, Mozambique, and Portugal. Done. Now we have two things left to do. We have to face the great Soviet menace, and then take some land from Italy, because apparently we need some of it directly. So we'll have to betray our faithful ally, as we usually do. Everyone get in position, and get ready to beat up the Soviets. Let's justify a war goal on them. 120 days, that's good enough. Peace conference is over. What peace conference? Oh, China and Japan. Philippe Pétain wars against Soviet communism. Well, good on you. You should. Let's make some German templates as well. Actually, a good course of action for us now would be to invade the United States and have them as a puppet. They are very potent as a puppet. But let's just focus on the Russians. Is Hitler still leading the Germans? Yes, he is. Let's go to war economy, finally. Our justification for Sudetenland from the Soviet Union is complete. How many troops do you have? A lot of troops. But I have more, because I have friends all over. Alright, I think we should be fine declaring on them right now. Let's do that and call all our allies. It's gonna take a while to process. And here we go. Yes, need to accept all of these. And all the Lend-Lease. Go. First, let's take care of Austria. Austrian Soviet Republic has been dealt with. We're making nice progress in Poland, especially. Let's take our small navy and send it to the Baltic Sea. Perhaps we can prevent some Soviet attacks. Okay, going well so far. Let's just make sure we can keep up with the equipment demand and not lose too much manpower. New Mughal Empire has this bit. Is it supposed to be like that? How's French Raj doing, by the way? Two-nation theory is done. I'm just going to let it run for a while. Apparently I was on aggressive all the time. I wanted to be on balanced. That's quite a mistake, actually, because we have been taking quite serious losses. Anyway, we are still making progress, which is good. I'm still focusing on civilian factories in my territory and then moving on to military factories in puppet territory so we can reduce their independence and get a larger chunk of those military factories. We have already taken Leningrad and we are nearing Moscow and Stalingrad. Almost in Stalingrad. Also, I can lower the autonomy of Germany. Cool, now we get a lot more military factories. Come on guys, Stalingrad must be ours. Quit India movement. Yeah, good luck with that. There it is. Stalingrad is ours. How about Moscow? Did we get Moscow yet? Yes, we did, and we're nearing Gorky. I'm just going to send everyone to Vladivostok. Maybe they'll get some victory points quicker. And actually, our friends are almost there. Brave little tank, riding along. Finally. Right. They are done for. Perfect. So what do we need? Nothing, actually. But we are going to strengthen our puppets. This is, more or less fine. Austria. Should we make a separate Austrian puppet? No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give this to Czechoslovakia. What's next? Next, we satellite some people. Ukraine, Belarus, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Georgia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Tanu, Tuva. Okay. And the turn. And now, will the Italians want anything? Okay, now we puppet them. And end turn. Italy might take some stuff, but we're about to betray them. Shh. Don't tell them. Oh. Oh. Oh, I forgot. Yes, Finland joined our faction halfway through. That's a mistake. God damn it. Okay. Should we kick them? Should we kick them or just assume they deserve it? Well, congratulations, Finland. You did well for yourself. Let's get our guys on Italy's border, and unfortunately it is time to kick them from the faction. Oh, they're guaranteed by Japan, really? Perhaps we will not engage Japan, we'll see. Anyway, let's kick Italy from the faction and justify a war law on them. 90 days, that's fine. And I can invite Italy to the faction. Let's not. Sorry, Italy, but I really need some of your territory and to make you my puppet, and I don't think you will agree to that voluntarily. I wonder if Italy can get their troops back home before I attack. Well, let's take all of our ships, which we don't have a lot of, and send them over to Italy. I would prefer not to fight Japan, then we won't have to worry about having to piece them out. So I'm gonna release a puppet. Let's release Vietnam. Let's also release Laos and Cambodia. I might even give some territory back. Here you go. This way we will not have to worry about fighting Japan, most likely. If we don't call in all our puppets, that is. Our justification on Italy is ready, and our troops are in position, and the Italians are not in position. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I need your stuff, Italy. Goodbye. I'm going to have to call in some of my allies, not all of them. Just Switzerland and Greece and Bulgaria and Romania. I suppose I could call Serbia and Montenegro as well. That is it. Be on your way and attack Italy. Japan has been called in, but hopefully... Oh, Italy has joined their faction. That's probably going to be a problem. Probably. Really don't want to go to Japan. I don't really have a powerful navy, but some of my puppets do, so we might be able to invade Japan, but I really don't want to do that. Who called in Finland? I didn't. And I can't open the war screen. Oh, it's bugged. Full of Rome, yay. Come on, just a little bit left. It seems like we might be able to get across here, which is usually the biggest issue with conquering Italy. If you guys drive to Palermo, this might be the end of Italy. Oh, wait a minute. How did that happen? Is this enough? Yes, it is. Italy has capitulated. Let's wait until midnight. Nope, no peace deal. That is unfortunate. That's because they have joined the Japanese faction. But the theme was Napoleonic France, and that doesn't really involve landing in Japan. So what we're going to do instead is try to simulate that by giving the land in Italy that we're not supposed to own directly to one of our puppets. Preferably someone who has a similar color to Italy, so we can keep the illusion going. Portugal or Bulgaria? Actually, I'm going to alternate and give some to Portugal and some to Bulgaria. Let's consult the map. Okay, this goes to Bulgaria. Called Portugal in. Now we need to wait a little bit, and I'm going to give you this and this. Let's give this to Portugal. More or less Napoleonic France. The south of France and the border with Spain looks good. Yes, we hold the Benelux. The border with Germany in Rhineland and nearing Denmark is not perfect, but I already explained that, the states are too big to carve it out perfectly. The countries that were supposed to be our puppets are our puppets. We have also acquired some more subjects and defeated the two greatest obstacles to our plans, which were the British and the Russians. Okay, I'm going to end it here. The world is a mess, but I think we've realized Napoleonic ambitions. Let's have a look at the factions map mode. Yes, this all is in our faction, and I really have to congratulate Finland on how sneaky they were here. Good job on that one. I wonder, how many factories do you have, Finland? Yeah, over 100. Cool. We have also puppeted Canada, more so because they were interfering in our affairs. We are at war with Japan, but we could easily squash them, but it would take time. I just need to send a fleet here and plan a few naval invasions. They really wouldn't stand a chance. So, there you have it, France turning to imperialism again. Although, I wish I could just annex all that territory. Everything would look so much better, wouldn't it? Let me know what you think. Alright then, that is all for today, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.